What's up, guys? Americana back with another video. Things change extremely quickly. If you're not able to adapt, you're going to get caught in the whipsaw. Now that we've bounced just like we expected off macro support off every single stock indice, let's talk about what we can expect to see happen and how we can detect which outcome is most likely. Let's dive into the video. All right, guys. First of all, to the bears, just want to say, told you so. Told you we would get a bounce. Historically, Dow Jones oversold, triggered only 10 times in the last 12 years, sitting on top of macro support, right? I told you guys a bounce was very likely. Now, I mentioned this in my Bitcoin video this week as well, right? We have gotten back to retracement levels on said bounce. I want to point out, guys, how quickly this happens. This is a daily chart. This is from March 30th to Friday's close. So April 10th. This is over 10 days. So in 10 days of price action, we erased about, let's see, March 4th, pretty much a month's worth of bearish chopping negative price action erased in 10 days. That's why I'm saying these things can move quickly. Okay, if you were not bearish, sorry, excuse me, if you were not bullish at support here, now is not the time to be flipping bullish, okay? When the resolve of this situation is not yet presented. And when I say resolve of the situation, what do I mean? Same thing as what we talked about on Bitcoin, flipping these fib levels in here, breaking new all-time high, breaking out, backtesting, continuing on higher. Or the opposite of this resolve is obviously going to be rejecting from fibs in here and moving lower. Now, how are we going to determine what's going to happen in the stock market while we work these levels out? There's a few different things that I want to see from sentiment, and there's a few different things I want to see from price. Take a quick mental screenshot of where you see all these different indices at. We have Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000. But I'm going to go ahead and dive into just the Dow Jones, make it a little bit easier to see. The same thing is going to hold true for all of these indices. Now, futures is open, so I'm cheating here a little bit. We had some fallout from negotiations over the weekend with Iran, so price has pulled back. Now, where have we pulled back to? Okay, we're kind of sitting on top of this level that we're currently at right now. So what are we working with going into Monday? I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but we have gotten back to Fibonacci retracement levels. We have moved down slash rejected thus far. Now, if you're a bull, if you're maintaining an overall bullish stance, which me personally, I am, we're pretty much already at the level that you want to see hold. And I'm pretty sure sentiment into this move here might be the key. Come Monday and early next week, if people are overly bearish, overly scared, overly negative, while we sit on top of this support level, I think it's much more likely that it ends up holding. We didn't get to spend too much time in here, but what I wouldn't have wanted to see is people get overly euphoric into that move into Fibonacci retracements. That moment's kind of already passed as we're already pulled back down to these levels, but that's not something that I saw was a lot of people getting euphoric. I actually saw a lot of people saying the exact opposite, saying don't trust this bounce, this, that, all these geopolitical fears are going to continue, a variety of different things, but people not supportive of that bounce or saying that that was something that they were buying or worried about in their bear case. So a few things to keep in mind, let's take into account the timeline of this entire situation. Make sure you guys are protecting yourself into this move in here. Again, we've kind of already moved out of this area, but taking position short or taking position long into a move when you weren't okay with longing in here, longing into Fibonacci retracements is never going to work out well. The only position that you can take at these current levels, let's say we were up here, would be some sort of short targeting new lows. The only outlook you should have once we do get a bounce is a bearish one, expecting some sort of pullback to come in. Now, when we do get that to come in and we get back to these levels, which we currently are already at, this is what we want to see hold. And then if we continue on from there, getting through the fib levels, then we move on to our thesis, which we see playing out, is new all-time highs. We're going to need new all-time highs in the stock market. Crypto is going to make new all-time highs. So again, we still have a fight ahead. I mentioned that on Bitcoin this week. We still have a huge fight in there as well. Hopefully you guys understand my position on things, especially in my videos this week. I'm not trying to flip-flop and go back and forth. My overall macro thesis remains bullish, but at the same time, I'm recognizing that we've already gotten a bounce. There's a huge fight ahead. Aping into long positions is not the move here. Waiting patiently is going to give you the rewarding setup. And if you are going to position aggressively, it better be on the short side as we are at the Fibonacci retracement levels. We also talked about what sentiment we would want to see as we move through these levels, which like always could give us indication that the opposite is much more likely to happen than people think. And yeah, that's kind of my overall idea on the stock market. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Do make sure you check out my other videos this week. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you check out my videos over the last month or so. We didn't really dive into my overall thesis because I have been hammering it into my subscribers, how I feel about the crypto market and my overall bullish ideas. So we kind of take a step back from that as we have gotten bounces that we've expected. If you want to catch up on that, if you liked my content and you want to check out other videos, start digging through those over the last month or so if you want to catch up on how I feel about the market. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys turn notifications on so you don't miss any videos. I have a link for my free weekly newsletter in my bio, link to my Discord in my bio as well. Drop a comment if I can answer any questions for you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.